We as a council have a duty, of course, to fight this horrible budget from the province of Ontario, and I'm glad that we've taken that up. But as civic leaders, we also have a duty to be clear with the people that we represent about what's going on. And I think on that, we've so far missed the mark. Unlike what some have suggested, I do not believe that this is somehow a vendetta on the part of the Premier against this council or some members of this council. Unlike what some members of the Provincial Caucus have said, I don't believe that this has anything to do with the provincial deficit, and I'll come back to that in a moment. It's true that the retroactivity and the fact that the cuts to Toronto are larger make it more difficult for us, but if you look at it, in large part, in its essential nature, what is being done to the City of Toronto now is pretty much the same as what was done when Mike Harris was Premier. The underpinnings are the same. This is not about Doug Ford. This is about a radical conservative agenda aimed at destroying the social safety net and the services that we share together as Torontonians and Ontarians to make life more livable and better for our neighbours, our family, the people we work with, and ourselves. When the budget was introduced, there weren't just losers. There were winners as well. Big business got a series of tax breaks totaling in the range of about $5 billion. A planned tax surcharge on the highest income Ontarians that would have raised $275 million was eliminated. In the new planning law, it's Christmas for real estate speculators. They will make a fortune. There really are winners and losers in this radical conservative agenda. For most of us, the services that we rely on, being able to get to work on a public transit system that's well run and well funded, being able to put a child in childcare so that both adults in a family can work, being able to rely on a good school system so that you don't have to put your kids into a private education system, being able to rely on a public health system that makes sure that those kids are healthy and get something good to eat while they're at school. These are services that we share. They're things we provide to each other. Without those services, most of us, 4 out of 5 of us, would be unable to enjoy the benefits and wealth that the City of Toronto has. Our careers would be limited. We would not have the leisure time that we have. We would be sicker. And because we don't have the kind of wealth that the people who are benefiting from Doug Ford's budget have, we wouldn't have any other option. You can't, if you don't own a house in some other part of the continent, you got nowhere to run to when there's an epidemic. If you can't afford a private school, you're going to have to put your kids in a school system where things like music lessons or special supports for kids with special needs have evaporated. If you can't own 2 cars in your family, or maybe even not one, you're going to watch a transit system fall in decline, make it harder and harder for you to get to work every day. This budget, the attack on these services, is not an attack on us, the City of Toronto. This is an attack on everyone in the province of Ontario who doesn't happen to be wealthy. This is very much about a radical conservative view that society is comprised of winners and losers. And this budget is aimed at making sure that the winners win even bigger and the rest of us become losers. We have to fight it, it's true. But we also have to be honest with the people that we represent about what it is we're fighting. We're fighting an agenda that is similar to the one that we're witnessing down south. We're fighting an agenda that's the same as the one in Alberta. We're fighting the one that Farage and his party are pushing in the United Kingdom. It's a concerted and deliberate attack on the idea that when we share the burdens, we all do better. Thank you.